Good morning, it's Stacy from PeonyLaneDesigns.com. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, click the little blue button. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, comment down below, like this video, and click the bell icon to be notified. I'm dealing with a huge mess behind me right now. But I thought I gotta take it. I gotta take a minute. I can't talk. I gotta take a minute and talk to you guys and show you what I got yesterday so that I can get it out of here and deal with my mess behind me. Oh, y'all. I'm doing something. I'm doing something back there. And it's needed to get cleaned off for a while, but now is the time. Like, it has to get done right now. So, wish me luck. Anyway, I went to the thrift store yesterday. I'm sorry. I know. I said I wasn't gonna, but I was driving by and I saw in the window something that I went, I gotta go. I gotta stop. This was the same thrift store I was at like a week ago and got that measuring stick and stuff. And this wasn't in the window or I would have rescued it then. But I'm driving by and I see this in the window and I'm like, okay, this thrift store is notorious for doing this. It's an oil painting and they're terrible because their front windows are like full sun facing. And I've seen so many pieces that have gotten sun faded from them sticking it in the window and nobody buys the stuff out of the window. It's kind of a thing. Like, Val, who owns Vintage Junkie, said that to me. She goes, nobody buys things from the window. So then I started feeling sorry for stuff that's in the window because it's going to get sun faded and it's going to get damaged. Now this piece, it's just too cute. I paid like it's less than 10, right? $9.50 for this. So back in the 1990s, $9.50. And I can see the little seal here. So back in the early 90s, they used to have parties that were painting parties. Not like I go paint it. I go buy paintings like a Tupperware party. And I had one. It was the year before I got married. And I had a painting party. So I know these were a thing. And this was the seal of the company. I don't know. They would give you like the authentication. It's an authentic oil painting. And then you'd have the paperwork that goes with it. Obviously, the paperwork is not with this one. Genuine something canvas, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I still have the paintings that I purchased. They still decorate my house. The one in my bedroom is gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. But this one is the cutest little like buds, blossoms, and potting shed. Look at this. It's just a cute little cottagey house print with the flowers all over it. I'm not overly fond of the colors. I'm really not overly fond of the frame. So the frame is probably it's going to get painted so that this has more of a cottage look to it because I feel like somebody will love this if it has the right frame. Like this looks very dark right now because it is dark. The colors are very dark in here. And this brown with the brown, you could pick your frame. So they would have these prints or these paintings, these oil paintings. This is dirty. Look at that. Oh. And you'd pick the one you liked. Like if you liked a ballerina or a cottage painting or a field of flower painting or whatever it was. And then you chose your frame. So you'd have like all these frame samples that you had to pick from and your matte samples. And somebody picked this on purpose. Golden oak with brown to accent this cute cottage little print. That's just mean. This is boring and unimaginative. But anyway, if this is your vibe, I'm sorry. To me, this does nothing for this print. Nothing. There were a lot of other choices they could have made. I know, because I had the party. There were choices. There were the white ones that were distressed. They had gray, they had black, they had brown, they had red, they had purple, they had any color you could think of. And you could decide for one low price, it was the same price for any frame you wanted. You could pick any frame you want, and this is what you went with. And I know it's that company because of the seal on the back. And I've said that before, that we had these painting parties, like you would buy paintings. And I've heard people from other parts of the country go, I've never heard of such a thing. Maybe it was just an upper Midwest thing. I don't know. Was it just a Minnesota thing? I don't know. But I swear to on my mother's life, because she was at the party. On my sister's life, she was at the party too. Like, we had paintings, like, instead of Tupperware. And the person hosting the party would get credit if you bought paintings. And it was really easy to buy these paintings. They were beautiful. There were some really, really nice paintings. And I still have mine. I still have them. They still adorn my house. But anyway, I rescued that. And the frame will get improved. Oh, and we'll make it a project. I'll make it look better. I'll make it look really cottagey, and then we'll pop it in for sale. But I went looking around while I was in there, because of course I did. I got this. This is $4.50 Tupperware, obviously. Didn't have the lid. So I'll either have to be on the lookout for a lid, or I might take one out of, I think I have a brown one like this. And the brown doesn't sell as well as this dandelion color. So I may scavenge that lid. I think the plunger is clear. If the plunger is brown, then obviously I can't scavenge it. But if I could find a lid for these with the clear plunger, it will look just fine with the dandelion color. And then it'll get put into circulation. And then, this was fun. I don't know why I buy some things. Yeah, these are old rollers. These are old hair rollers. And in here, the pins are in here. Hang on. Here they are. There's the old pins for the rollers. My grandma used to sleep in these every night. Lord, I don't know how she slept in these. They were so painful. Like, when we were little, she'd go, let me roll your hair for Sunday school. Y'all, you could not sleep on these. They were painful. But as odd as it seems, I wanted to get them. I may try them out. I may sell them. And then the last two things in here are for me. They're for my collection, my personal collection. If you're new here, I collect milk glass vases. Do not send me milk glass vases. I'm going to say that every time I talk about my collection, because people tend to want to send me them. I don't want them sent to me. I want to find them myself in the wild. That's part of collecting. That's the fun part, right? But I've had people be like, I've got some I could send you. I'm like, please don't. I want to find them myself. Plus, I only want one of every pattern. So I have a fairly substantial collection right now. And I found two more that I didn't have. And I bought them. I paid up for them. But the only reason I did, this one I didn't pay up for. I have one similar to this. I do not have this one. So it's got the same kind of scalloped top on it and a different pattern on it, but it comes around the bottom. This one was only $5.50. I didn't pay up for this one, but it's a good one. So this is getting added to my collection. This is a larger one. It's dirty. But it was $5.50. I mean, they had somebody who dropped off a bunch of milk glass, and it was cups and glasses and saucers and plates and a bunch of things. And they had some vases. Most of them I had. 2 of them I did not. So I took the 2 I didn't have home. So this one, and that'll get added to my shelves. I have a big hutch in my dining room with my collection on it, and it's starting to get very full. And when I got the hutch, I thought, oh, it's nice size, big hutch. I'm going to have plenty of space. I was wrong. So I got one more. And this one, I know I've seen this one before. And I thought, I don't think I have it. So I brought it home and I don't. And this one was $9.50. So this is the one I paid up for. I feel like that's probably more than I really want to spend on these things, but I don't have this one. And I got home and I went through the shelf and I'm like, I do not have this one. So it's very pretty. It's kind of got a leaf pattern on the bottom and then just sort of a tulip top. This will be nice for flowers that hang over the edge. Yes, I actually use all of my vases. So whenever somebody gives me flowers, my daughter goes, I can't find a vase. I said, you can't? And she goes, no. And I walked out into the dining room and I went, none? You can't find one that'll work? Not any? Because there's like 70 right here. And she said, do you actually want to use those? I'm like, that's what they're for. Is to be used. I'm going to use them. They're not just display. They're very pretty displayed, but they're to be used. So I will actually put flowers in them as I get flowers. When my peonies bloom this year, this would be an awesome vase for it. Can you imagine? With the big puffy blooms over the top. Oh, so pretty. They are so pretty in the milk glass. So last year, my peonies went nuts. And I was able to do a lot of cuttings last year. They look so stunning in the milk glass because the milk glass doesn't take away from the flowers. Like, you don't see the stems, which, let's face it, the stems are busy. They have a visual clutter look to them when you can see like a clear vase. So that's why I like the milk glass, but I also like that it allows the flowers to be the centerpiece, and it's just pretty. They're just pretty. And some of the vases are better for floppier flowers, and some of the vases are better for stiff flowers, and they all have a purpose. I'm sure the florists that used to use these, they used to use them, probably thought the same thing. Okay, this one would be good for the floppy ones. This will be good for the, this one would be good for peonies. Just a big cluster of them on the top. And then you've got the weight down here on the bottom to make it look pretty. I'm just justifying the fact that I just bought 2 new vases. My husband's going to die. Do I need 2 new vases? Of course I do, because I don't have them. But it's fun to collect them because what I've learned as I'm collecting them is a lot of the patterns repeated in different sizes. So like this may have a miniature that looks just like this. This one would not. This one I think is Victorian, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking into the different patterns, and the fruit patterns like this were older, I think. I've been reading a lot. I read a lot. I research all of this stuff, all the old stuff. And I try and learn as much about everything as I possibly can so that I can give people more educated information on the stuff that I find. But a lot of the vases will have a small one that matches. And I get really excited when I have like the 3 sizes of a vase. I have a quilted vase that I have 3 sizes. They're the same exact vase, but in 3 different sizes. And I was like, oh my gosh, look, it's a set. I'm a little obsessed with these at this point. But I don't think these Victorian ones have that. Just the ones that were more of the mid-century 60s, 70s, 80s had different sizes. So anyway, it's probably more than you wanted to know about milk glass. And that's everything I got at the thrift store. And I promise I'm going to try and taper back the shopping. But these were for me. And I had to rescue the painting. Because if it had been sun bleached the next time I went in there, I would have been sick to my stomach. That makes me sick. That they don't pay attention to the stuff in the window. And I've gone there multiple times and found pieces. Like I'll walk in and it's just sun faded in the window. And I'm like, why would they do that? Why would you put the painting in the window facing the sun? I mean, at your own home, try to keep your paintings out of direct sunlight, please. It will fade them over time, okay? Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. And thanks for watching. Happy chunking. Bye. Visit my blog, peonylanedesigns.com, for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified of new videos. I post every week DIY tutorials and, of course, more junkin' videos.